Hey everyone, most people think height is just a number, but it can tell you far more than you might expect. Let's find out why. Number 11. Tall people burn more calories. Your friend orders a large burger, fries, and a milkshake, yet somehow never seems to gain weight as quickly as everyone else. While lifestyle plays a huge role, height may also be part of the reason. A taller body usually contains more muscle, bone, and other tissues that constantly require energy to stay alive. Even when you're relaxing on the couch or sleeping, your heart, lungs, and organs are still working around the clock. Because there's simply more body to maintain, taller people often have a higher basal metabolic rate, meaning they naturally burn more calories throughout the day. That doesn't mean they can eat anything they want forever, but it does give them a small metabolic advantage. The taller the body, the more energy it generally needs just to perform the basic functions that keep you alive every single day. Number 10. Your height changes every day. You measure your height first thing in the morning, then check again before going to bed. To your surprise, you've actually become a little shorter. It sounds impossible, but it happens to everyone. Throughout the day, gravity constantly presses down on your body, slowly compressing the soft disc between the bones of your spine. As those discs lose a small amount of fluid under your body weight, your height can decrease by as much as 1 or even 2 centimeters. Then, while you're asleep, the pressure disappears. The discs gradually absorb fluid again, expand back to their normal size, and restore your original height by morning. You aren't really growing or shrinking. Your spine is simply responding to gravity every single day in a cycle that's been happening your entire life without you ever noticing. Number 9. Your bones never stop changing. Most people think their skeleton is the one part of the body that never changes. In reality, your bones are constantly rebuilding themselves even after you've stopped growing. Every day, specialized cells break down tiny sections of old bone, while others replace them with fresh, stronger tissue. This process, called bone remodeling, helps repair microscopic damage caused by everyday activities like walking, running, or lifting objects. Over the course of several years, much of your skeleton is gradually renewed without you ever noticing. The shape of your bones stays mostly the same, but the material inside them is continuously being replaced. Your skeleton isn't a lifeless frame holding you together. It's living tissue that's working around the clock to keep you strong, balanced, and ready for whatever life throws at you. Number 8. Your height is written in your DNA. Have you ever wondered why two brothers raised in the same house can end up several inches apart? The answer begins long before they're born. Scientists have discovered that your height isn't controlled by a single gene, but by thousands of genetic variations working together. These genes influence how your bones grow, when your growth plates close, and even how your body responds to hormones during childhood and puberty. Nutrition, sleep, and overall health also play an important role, but they can only help you reach the potential already written into your DNA. In other words, your genes don't predict your exact height. They set the range your body is capable of reaching. The rest depends on how your body develops along the way. Number 7. Why you stopped growing. There was a time when it seemed like you were getting taller every few months. Then, almost without noticing, it simply stopped. So what changed? The answer lies inside the ends of your bones. During childhood and the teenage years, soft areas called growth plates produce new bone tissue, allowing your arms, legs, and spine to become longer. But as puberty comes to an end, rising hormone levels signal those growth plates to harden and eventually close. Once that happens, your bones can no longer grow in length naturally. That's why adults don't keep getting taller, no matter how healthy they eat or how much they exercise. Your body wasn't designed to grow forever. It follows a biological schedule that has been programmed from the very beginning. Number 6. Your height changes how people see you. You walk into a room, and before you say a single word, people have already formed a first impression. Surprisingly, your height can play a part in that. Studies have shown that taller individuals are often perceived as more confident, authoritative, or capable, even when everyone has the same skills and experience. On the other hand, shorter people are frequently seen as more approachable, friendly, or trustworthy. These snap judgments happen automatically long before a real conversation begins. Of course, height doesn't determine your personality or your abilities, but it can subtly influence how others react to you at first glance. It's a reminder that the human brain is constantly making quick assumptions based on appearance, whether we realize it or not. Number 5. Your height affects your health. Your height influences more than the way you look in a mirror. Research suggests it can also affect certain aspects of your health throughout life. For example, taller people tend to have a slightly lower risk of heart disease, but may face a higher risk of developing some types of cancer. Shorter people, on the other hand, often have a lower chance of those cancers, but may be more likely to experience certain cardiovascular conditions. Scientists believe these differences are linked to a combination of genetics, hormones, organ size, and the total number of cells in the body. Of course, height is only one small piece of the puzzle. Your diet, exercise, sleep, and lifestyle have a far greater impact on your overall health than a few extra inches ever will. Number 4. Your height doesn't decide your future. It's easy to believe that being taller automatically gives someone an advantage in life. But history tells a very different story. Some of the world's most successful leaders, scientists, entrepreneurs, and athletes weren't the tallest people in the room. While height may influence first impressions, it doesn't determine intelligence, determination, creativity, or resilience. Those qualities are built through experience, effort, and the choices you make every day. In fact, many people who were once told they were too short or too tall went on to achieve extraordinary things by refusing to let a number define them. Your height is something you inherit, but your future is shaped by your actions. In the end, character will always take you further than centimeters ever could. Number 3. Why humans keep getting taller. Take a look at old family photos from 100 years ago, and you'll notice something surprising. On average, people today are noticeably taller than their great-grandparents. Human DNA hasn't changed that quickly. So what happened? The biggest difference is the world we live in. Better nutrition, cleaner water, improved healthcare, vaccines, and fewer childhood illnesses allow more people to reach their full genetic height. In many countries, average height has increased by several inches over the last century. Scientists call this a secular growth trend, and it shows just how strongly our environment can influence the genes we inherit. In other words, humans didn't suddenly evolve to become taller. We simply became better at giving our bodies what they needed to grow. Number 2. Can you actually grow taller? The internet is full of videos claiming you can add several inches to your height with special exercises, stretches, or supplements. It sounds tempting, but the science tells a different story. Once your growth plates have closed, no workout or miracle pill can make your bones grow longer naturally. However, that doesn't mean your height is completely fixed. Improving your posture, strengthening your back muscles, and reducing spinal compression can help you stand at your full natural height, sometimes making you appear slightly taller. The biggest changes happen during childhood and adolescence, when proper nutrition, quality sleep, and regular physical activity allow your body to reach its genetic potential. After that, the goal isn't to become taller, it's to make the most of the height you already have. Number 1. The future of human height. What will humans look like 100 or even 1,000 years from now? Surprisingly, scientists don't have a simple answer. In some parts of the world, average height has stopped increasing because people are already reaching close to their genetic potential. In others, better nutrition and healthcare could still make future generations taller than ever before. Researchers are also studying how genetics, medicine, and even life in space might influence human growth in the future. One thing is certain, height has never been determined by genes alone. It's shaped by biology, environment, and the world we live in. So while nobody can predict exactly how tall future humans will become, our evolution is far from over, and the story of human height is still being written. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. See you in the next one.